Welcome to the first ever Ask Carmen video. I'm taking some questions I got on my last two videos, how to swag and cruising around Yorktown, and I'm going to answer as many of them as I can in this video. Thanks to everyone who left me questions, and without further ado, I just want to jump right into it. The first round of questions I'm answering comes from Rav Jagdev. The first question is, what's your social security number? Okay, hold up. It is 01. Wait a minute. The next question is, how has your life changed over the past year? I've just had a lot of new experiences that have shaped how I think. I've learned a lot of new things, just experiences of people, with life, going places, doing things, and probably a lot of it has to do with finding like what I really want to do. And even though I still don't totally know everything I want to do, I do feel like I know sort of the direction I want to go in. I feel a lot more confident in myself. And I guess that's pretty much how my life has changed over the past year. I've just learned a lot. Next question. What's the one thing you enjoy doing the most? That's a tough one. I don't really know if I have like one favorite thing. I enjoy making YouTube videos, enjoy getting out and doing things, taking pictures. There's a lot of different things I really enjoy to do. It's hard to like narrow it down to one thing. I guess overall I just really enjoy being active, going out there, doing things. I don't just like sitting around and not doing anything. That bugs me so much. Next question. What's the structure of a regular day in the life of Shields? Now this depends if it's a school day or a weekend. On a school day I wake up around, I'd like to say 6:25 if I take a shower in the morning, about 6:45 if I don't, like if I've taken a shower the night before. I go to school, so I come home and maybe get something to eat and then just like work on whatever I have to do, homework or whatnot. If it's like a weekend or I don't have school or anything, I probably just wake up pretty late, maybe around 11 or 12, get something to eat and just try to take it easy. Or do whatever I'm going to do. It really all depends. My day can fluctuate a lot depending on what's going on, what's planned. So it's just tough to say. It's not like I do have a regular routine, but it's not really too set in stone. There's a lot of things that can change depending on what comes up. Like if I have a doctor's appointment or if I'm doing something, like if I have something planned that's out of the ordinary, which those things come up for me quite a bit, so it's sort of tough to say. Next question, where do you see your life headed? That's a tough one to answer because I've thought about this, but I just really don't know. I sort of like to go with the flow and see what happens. I definitely know I want to concentrate on YouTube more. That's one of my like long-term goals. Make more stuff, make an impact in the world. I'm just still thinking about it. I would want to do something where I get to like talk about things and get to go out there and do things and travel. And I don't know, maybe like probably my short-term goals are just finishing up school and then finding what I want to do, helping people. It's hard to say. I really don't know at this point everything I want to do with my life, but I do know I want to do stuff like this. I definitely like making videos and doing stuff like this. Unless something changes, I definitely want to do a lot more of this. I know I want to do that for my life. That's a tough one to answer, but I hope I summed it up good with that. The next round of question comes from Doctor Who on YouTube. First question from him is, who would win in a fight, Batman or Superman? Well, we all know that. No, I don't know. That's a tough question. I think Batman has like the intellectual wits and he has a lot of cool gadgetry. He's got definitely some money to spend on things. So like, even though Superman has superpowers and whatnot, in some ways Batman sort of makes up for it with his creativity and his resources. I feel like it would be an equal fight because I think in a lot of ways their powers both sort of even out. So it's a hard one to say, but just because I'm a Batman fan, I'll say Batman would win. I really don't know. I'm not really a big comic person, so I'm not going to say I'm the most well-versed in it. Question 2 from Doctor Who. What inspired you to make YouTube videos in the beginning? I've been making them for so long, not just on this channel, but other channels in the past. I've been making them for about 8 years now, and maybe I just like enjoy talking about stuff. I probably just picked up the camera. I remember my first channel was like called like QWERTY4333. That was back in probably 2007. And I guess I just made videos like talking about whatever. I just had sort of a webcam. I would just like sit around and like talk about whatever's on my mind. And this was when I was pretty like, I wouldn't want to say like really, really little, but definitely in my earlier years. And I just sort of went from there. I don't think any of those videos are in existence anymore. Pretty much just how I started. I started talking about things and here we are now. I'm still talking about things. Question 3. what places in the world would you like to visit? There are so many places I'd want to visit. That's a tough question to answer. I want to see more of California. I want to go up and down the coastline, maybe do like a road trip, maybe all the way up to like Massachusetts, all the way down to Florida. I want to definitely see more of the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia and West Virginia, and maybe some in Kentucky. I want to visit a couple different countries. I'd love to go to Europe, see Germany, France, England, Spain. I'd love to see Canada, Mexico. There's a lot of places I want to visit. Pretty much anywhere I can visit, because I just love seeing new places, exploring new things. Next question. It's amazing you are for peace, equality, and such. How did you take that stance, and how would you address others on that? How did I take that stance? I'd just say I'm really, I don't see much of a point in, having a big fight over something. I understand how fights happen. Sometimes there's disagreement. I feel like it's better to try to civilly settle things before you, jump in with the big guns and be like, all right, we're going at this. I think it's much better if we all knew how to talk things out. And those are skills that are definitely not easy for everyone. And I'm not going to say it is, because it's not. But I feel like ultimately trying just to talk things out has always just seemed like the better way to go for me, rather than just getting into it like a bam bam bam. I feel like peace and equality are human rights. We're all human beings. We all have the potential to do amazing things. And I feel like if we all were able to set aside many of our minor differences and come together and work towards a greater goal, I feel like that would be such an amazing thing. It's definitely not that easy. Again, there are so many differences, and in some ways, a lot of it is human nature, is why we fight over some things. But I feel like if we all work together and we really feel dedicated towards having a more peaceful planet, I think we could do it. And I think it's getting better and better. Even if it seems like it's getting worse, it really has gotten better in the past 100 years. And I think it's only going to get better from here. It might seem crazy. There are definitely some things that are going on now that are worse than they were 100 or 200 years ago. But I think overall, we're becoming a more peaceful planet. I think it's just going to take time. And I don't know if you can ever achieve total peace. I'm not going to say it's impossible, because I have faith in people, but it's something that is indeed very difficult. I think working towards that, at least, is a good goal to have. Working towards as much peace as we can in this world. Working on settling things with our mouths instead of our fists. The fifth and final question from Doctor Who. What are your top 5 favorite films? That's a tough one, but I do definitely have lots and lots of favorite films. I'm not a huge movie person, but there are quite a few movies that have really moved me or that I really enjoy. I think my favorite film, have to be number 1 on the list, is Super 8. If you haven't seen that, it's an amazing film, produced by Steven Spielberg, directed by J.J. Abrams, as far as I can tell. It's just a really good movie. The plot is good. There's a combination of a bit of sci-fi, adventure, a really good plot. And it's sort of like a heartwarming film. It's definitely a very good film. I would recommend it. My number 2 top film right now is The Imitation Game. I saw that in theaters in December. That's just an amazing movie. It's a very sad movie about the story of Alan Turing. I did a video review of The Imitation Game. If you guys want to see it, I'll put a link in the description. I think my third favorite movie is The Station Agent. Again, that has a very heartwarming plot. And it has I guess it's sort of an interesting ending. I don't want to spoil it. Just the way they ended it, I really enjoyed, and it's just another one of those movies that really hits the feels. I think number 4 is the whole Clerks series of movies, which, by the way, they are making a new one. It's a very raunchy sort of series of movies, so it is a little more adult. I'm just going to say that now. So I might not recommend that for the younger audiences, but I've quite enjoyed it, and it's also, I guess you would call it a cult classic in the movie world. It's not like a mainstream movie, but it has a very dedicated fan base, and there's a lot of people out there that like it. And I think my 5th favorite movie would have to be Napoleon Dynamite. It's just a good movie. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, those are my top 5 favorite films. The next round of questions comes from Lizzie Painter. Her first question is, what is the weirdest dream you've ever had? That's a tough one to answer. I've had a lot of weird dreams. I guess I'd just have to say there's this one, really weird dream where I was, in this, post-apocalyptic world, and I was running around just, doing stuff. It was when I was really little, and I don't know why I even still remember this. I don't remember much about it other than it was just, post-apocalyptic, everything was red. Maybe sort of, saving the day. I'm not sure. Next question, what's your favorite item of clothing? That's a tough one. I'm wearing my, Dogs on Board shirt right now. It's definitely one of my favorites. I have a Pikachu snapback. I love that. This Batman jacket, I'm in love. And I think if we're counting like shoes, although I guess that would count as clothing, my favorite pair of shoes is the pair of Nikes I'm wearing right now. I really like these. I like how they look, and they feel pretty nice too. They're pretty comfortable shoes. Next question, what's the last restaurant you visited? I don't know if this counts, but I got a hoagie at Wawa yesterday. I haven't been to like a restaurant in the last day or two. I guess before that it was just a Chinese takeout restaurant that we go to often around here that I really like. Do you have any piercings or tattoos? I do not yet. I've thought about it, but I'll probably wait a couple of years if I do. But I feel like that would be very painful, and there are a lot of risks associated with getting piercings and tattoos. So it is something to think about before you do it. Not the least of the fact that, especially if tattoos, it's pretty much permanent unless you get like the laser burn stuff where they like burn it out of your skin, which is also very painful. But it's just definitely not, it's not something I take lightly, but I feel like it'd be sort of cool. Like, if I got a tattoo, I wouldn't want to get one that says, like, I love this person or something like that. Because, like, you wouldn't want to have a tattoo that says, I love this person, and then, you break up with them, like, the next week and you have it for the rest of your life. I think I'd want to do if one of my friends did. He got a tattoo. Actually, he has several tattoos now, but the first tattoo he got was, like, a snake wrapped around a sombrero or something, and I thought that was very cool because, like, well, even if you don't like it in the future, it's still not something you're totally gonna say, like, it's, like, totally bad, like, something you regret. It's not like you said, like, I love this person, or, like, something on you that you might regret, like, even a week after getting the tattoo, or years after, whatever. It's just, like, something, even if you don't like it the most in the future, you can look back on and say, well, it's still not really that bad of a tattoo. It's not like it's something too personal. I wouldn't want to get anything personal as a tattoo on myself, just for obvious reasons, like I've said before. Next question, what's your favorite animated Disney film? Probably have to be either Toy Story or Cars. There might be something else I'm not thinking of, but it's just not coming to me. I just haven't watched that many Disney films recently. The one I haven't watched, which maybe a lot of you may be surprised about, is Frozen. I have not watched that. If you think I should, leave a comment or whatever. I've never watched it, but it seems like an interesting film, but I just never watched it. Next question, if you could change anything about your appearance, would you? You know, I used to really think I wanted to change things about my appearance, but I really don't think I would. Like, I'm just pretty happy with how I look. Like, you can't make everyone happy with how you look. Some people are just not going to like how you look, no matter what you look like. And that's alright. I'm happy with how I look. And, yeah, I don't think I would change anything about my appearance. Next question. What's the best compliment anyone could give you? Thank you for everything you've done. You've made such an impact on my life. I really like doing stuff like that, and it really makes me feel good to hear something like that. And I really do enjoy doing good things for other people as much as I can. I like leaving a positive impact. I like contributing positivity to the world, and to be recognized for it is nice. I'm not looking for like that recognition or like the popularity from it or anything. It's just nice to do good things, and it's nice for once in a while for someone to say, you know what, thank you for doing that. I'm not a perfect person myself. I don't think anyone is, but I feel like the more good we can do for the world, the better. And it is nice to be recognized for the good we do, but you shouldn't do good to be recognized for the good you should do good to do good because it's the right thing to do. That would be like probably one of the best compliments someone could give me, even though I don't want to say there's any best. I like getting any compliments, so thanks to everyone who leaves any compliments. Next question, what's your favorite type of weather/season? Probably summertime or fall. When the weather's a little warmer, I really like warm weather, getting out there and doing things. I like the late days in fall, being able to have sunlight until 8 p.m. I'm not really a big winter fan. I've come to grow to not mind winter so much. I just like summers because, like, I just like summertime. I really just like the long days, having sunlight from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., even though I think the sun rises before that, but that's not the point. Just having those long days, having the nice temperatures all day and night. Beanies or snapbacks? That's a tough one. I think it depends on the weather. Probably on a nicer day, I'd wear a snapback. On colder days, maybe a beanie. What is one moment you wish you could relive? There are a lot of moments I wish I could relive, honestly, even though I relive them in my memory quite a bit. And these are good moments, of course, not anything bad, but I'd try to think. Maybe either the Group Love concert I went to a little over 2 years ago. That was an amazing concert, probably one of the best I've ever been to, even though it was like really one of my first concerts, but that was just amazing. Or when I went to California, I really enjoyed visiting California, and that's a state I definitely want to visit again in the future. When I went to California, I visited the San Francisco Bay Area. I got to see a lot of cool things, but there are still so many cool things that I didn't have a chance to see. It was only a 4-day trip, which I am, again, very, very thankful for, but that still leaves a lot. Even if you cram that day full of things, which trust me, it was crammed full of plans. We were doing a lot of stuff during those 4 days. I definitely want to go back in the future. So I guess I'd probably relive that. The last question from that round of questions is, what's the best advice you've ever been given? And this is a question I was really looking forward to answering. This is a tough one, but I think the best advice I've ever been given, I'm pretty sure someone has explicitly said this to me before, but this is just sort of something I've came to myself, is if someone leaves your life, just let them leave. And I don't mean like if someone passes away. I mean like if someone decides they do not want to be in your life or doesn't want to talk to you anymore and just doesn't want to be, just let them. And that's hard to do. I'm not saying that's easy, especially if you've known them for a very long time, but chances are that maybe there's a good reason they're leaving your life that you can't even fathom right now. Maybe they just need to get themselves together. There could be all sorts of reasons, but chances are maybe it's just making room for something really good in your life. Maybe there's a reason why they're not meant to be at your life in this time, and I don't want to say it applies for everyone, but I think for the most part, if someone leaves your life, just let them leave. The final question comes from Vincent Maggart. What is your favorite phone system? I can't say I've ever gotten a question like this before, and I was going to try to come up with one answer, but I'm just going to say the phone system that works, that does the job the best. And I'm assuming you're talking about professional commercial grade phone systems, but I'd just say whatever phone system does the job the best. I've heard good things about ShoreTel. I've heard good things about Nortel. I've heard good things about Grandstream. Those are phone vendor companies. But I think it just, whatever works best for you. And that's the same thing I'd say about any other question like Mac or PC or Xbox or PlayStation. Whatever works best for you is what you should use. You should look into it. I think everyone should look into that sort of thing themselves. Now, if this was a more intense video, maybe I could name the benefits and drawbacks of each phone system, which I think that would be a good way to talk about what the best one is, because really it's a personal decision, but I'd say whatever works best for you, and I don't really have a favorite phone system, so I can't say. But anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. You can leave whatever questions. I may do an Ask Carmen video in the future, and I'm sure I'll ask for questions in another video, but if you have any questions you possibly want, and if you have any questions you possibly want me to cover in another Ask Carmen video, just leave them in the comments below. I hope all of you have a good one. You all know where to find me. My links are in the description. My Twitter, website, anything you want to find from me, all my links are in the description below. I hope all of you have a good one, and peace out.